a pro-Romney 501c4 organization that goes by the name of Veterans for a Strong America, is out with an ad criticizing President Obama for supposedly politicizing his decision to kill Osama bin Laden and spiking the football. Veterans for a Strong America was formed by Joel Ahrens, who was a Bush-Cheney field director in South Dakota in 2000 and is currently the Republican Party head in Lincoln County, South Dakota. In 2006, he worked for the AstroTurf Americans for Prosperity, funded and chaired by the Koch brothers. In 2007, Ahrens went to work for the 501c4 Veterans for Freedom, which had ties to the Donatelli Group, the group behind Swift Boat Veterans for Truth, that ran outrageous ads questioning the honor of Senator John Kerry, who was awarded a Bronze Star, a Silver Star, and 3 Purple Hearts in the Vietnam War. Currently, Mr. Ahrens is a captain in the Army Reserves and is executive director of Veterans for a Strong America, assuring that Sharia law does not take root in South Dakota.
There's organizations like CARE today who are working to kind of with this creeping Sharia here in America, who are working to plant the seeds of the Sharia code and Sharia law.
Veterans for a Strong America has just released an ad called, "Why Does President Obama Take So Much Credit for Killing Osama bin Laden?"
We don't need to spike the football.
I said that I'd go after bin Laden if we had a clear shot at him, and I didn't.
The ad starts off with a strong soundtrack music and has a graphic that says, "Heroes don't seek credit," yet Mr. Ahrens seems to always brag and seek credit for his service to the country.
But I was willing to go to Iraq several times and served as a platoon leader in Iraq with the Army's 1st Cav Division, served as a company commander, and then served as an operations officer of a battalion as well. And after doing all of that,
Joel Ahrens, served as a captain in the Army Reserve. I've been in the Army Reserve for 17 years now. From late 2003 to early 2005, I served in Iraq in Operation Iraqi Freedom, and then I also served in Operation Enduring Freedom with several different Homeland Security missions here as well, and then also trained troops to go overseas, to go to both Iraq and Afghanistan as well. You know, I served as a platoon leader, as a first lieutenant in Iraq from late 03 to early 2005.
Mr. Ahrens also brags on his LinkedIn site and has a page at Our Military Heroes bragging about his exploits. Maybe he should ask them to take it down, since heroes don't seek credit. The ad then goes on to assert that Obama tries to take credit for the mission, but if you actually listen to Obama's words, he is talking about the decision to launch the raid, not the carrying out of the raid itself.
I was briefed on a possible lead to bin Laden. It was far from certain, and it took many months to run this thread to ground. I met repeatedly with my national security team as we developed more information about the possibility that we had located bin Laden hiding within a compound deep inside Pakistan. And finally, last week, I determined that we had enough intelligence to take action and authorized an operation to get Osama bin Laden and bring him to justice. Today, at my direction, the United States launched a targeted operation against that compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. A small team of Americans carried out the operation with extraordinary courage and capability. No Americans were harmed. They took care to avoid civilian casualties. After a firefight, they killed Osama bin Laden and took custody of his body.
Then the ad shows the clip of President Clinton and Obama's political ad saying if the mission had gone wrong, it would have been horrible for Obama, then show a horrible for him graphic, preposterously implying that Clinton or Obama do not think it also would have been horrible for the soldiers conducting the raid. They end the video with a clip of showing Obama saying, "I did," implying Obama meant he personally went after Osama bin Laden, not the soldiers. This is false. Once again, Obama was referring to the decision he made to launch the raid. Many conservatives are saying that any president would have made the same decision to launch the raid, but this is not true. Many people advised him not to launch the raid, including Vice President Biden and then Defense Secretary Robert Gates. Advisors told him there was not a 100% guarantee bin Laden was in the compound. Author Peter Bergen, who recently has wrote the book Manhunt, detailing the 10-year search for Osama bin Laden, interviewed many people behind the scenes and explained on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart that the notion that any president would have made the same call is false.
Now, when the United States begin to suspect that bin Laden or somebody of high value from Al-Qaeda is living there, they don't actually ever find out.
Right. There was no sort of Polaroid moment, as one of the people in the book says. I mean, and Leon Panetta, the director of the CIA, was very kind of frustrated. They obviously had satellite pictures, but they could never see inside the compound. And bin Laden occasionally would go outside for a walk, but he did so under a tarpaulin, so no, there was never a picture. So, the president's decision was based on entirely circumstantial evidence.
The incredible, I think, if there's a moment in the book that's a little bit gasp-inducing, is they're talking about probabilities. And they say, even when they're redlining the intelligence, some people are still saying, I think there's a 40% chance he's there. And someone in the room mentions the probability that bin Laden is there is less on the circumstantial evidence than there were WMDs in Iraq.
Yeah, I mean, that's a sort of amazing comment. And that, this was from Michael Morrell, who's the #2 official at the CIA, a veteran CIA officer. And so that's the context of this decision. So the idea that just any old person would have made this decision, which we've heard occasionally in the last few days, I think it's just nonsensical. Because if you do the thought experiment where Vice President Biden had become President Biden, after all, he ran for that office, he's admitted publicly that he would not have made the call.
Wouldn't have gone into Pakistan.
Robert Gates, who has served every president since Richard Nixon, he was against the raid. The #2 military advisor to President Obama, he was against the raid, had another idea, drop a small bomb on the compound. So, this was not an easy decision.
And Obama even, you talk about how he initiated the idea that the SEAL Force bring extra armament so that if they had to fight their way out, they could.
Admiral Mike Mullen, who spoke to me on the record, the top military advisor to President Obama, was very clear. He said it was President Obama who put in the extra Chinooks, the very large, counter-transport helicopters, and they were necessary, as it turned out, because without that, you wouldn't have had the quick reaction force to go in and get the people on the ground from the fallen helicopter.
Joel Ahrens told Adam Weinstein of Mother Jones, yes, it's the swift boating of the president, in the sense of using what's perceived to be his greatest strength and making it his greatest weakness. Soldiers haven't died on the battlefield to have organizations like Veterans for a Strong America spread misinformation and fear and corrupting our politics with secret money from unknown donors. They need to stay out of our elections.